Hi, everyone. Welcome to Daily Revelations. We are in Esther 8 still. And today you were looking at Mordecai and some of the things that he decided that would be important to put in their new decree to combat Haman's decree that they couldn't overturn or revoke, but they could combat anyways. And so I hope that that gave you some things to think about. As I was reading through this, the thing that really caught me today, say it's the mathematician in me that comes out, is how far is it from Ethiopia to India? Some of those practical things are really important to understand when you're reading the Bible, as well as the philosophical things, because what they do is those practical things point to bigger things that are philosophical and spiritual. So this is what I got out of it. So if you were to fly from Ethiopia to the edge of India, so the middle of Ethiopia to the edge of India, it's, I wrote it down, it's 2682 miles. So now, to kind of give you an idea of what that is, the entire United States from coast to coast is a little over 28,000 miles. So it's almost the distance, if you were to, go somewhere into India, it's about the distance from coast to coast in the United States. And here are people riding horses across that amount of distance through mostly desert. And so in much less of a temperate climate than most of the United States is in. So think of that. Now, by land, it's a whole lot different. If you were to map from where Souza is, which I wrote it down because there were so many different countries I had to list out. So Souza is kind of in Iran by the Persian Gulf. So from one direction, from that Souza area, you would finish going through Iran, through Pakistan, and then get into India. And India is huge. So it depends on where all these 127 provinces were within India and all these other places. Now, let's go the other direction. From Iran or Souza at their time, we would go through Iraq and then through Jordan, then through Egypt, and then down through the Sudan, and finally into Ethiopia. That's a lot of space. That's probably still the same distance equivalent one way and the other way of across the United States to get to those places to deliver all of these letters. And it got me thinking, we are all in quarantine. We are all distanced in some way, or we're coming out of quarantine. And like here in Houston, we are seeing huge surges of now COVID again. But does the distance really mean that we aren't united? And there is where we make the choice. In John 16:32, Jesus said this to his disciples right before he was about to leave. He said, "Behold, an hour is coming, and has already come, for you to be scattered, each to his own home. And yet I am not alone, because the Father is with me." We are still united with one another, even if we are at home, because we are each in God. And God unites our hearts with one another. I can't tell you how many times just praying for people, God has laid things on my heart that I didn't even know about that person that I prayed for. And they, after having a conversation with them, days or weeks later, found out that is exactly what they were going through, because God's Spirit united us even across the miles. And time over time in the Bible, there's this word dispersion, that they were scattered. We see it from the time that Abraham left his land into the land that God was calling him to. And we are wanderers. We are exiles in a land that is not our own. And what we're going through now physically in being separated a lot with one another, and it's a good picture of what we truly are living spiritually all the time, separated from God. We are in our own homes, yet we have the presence of God that unites us to Him and unites us to one another. So even though we are dispersed, we are united. And that is a wonderful thing. But we have to remember to do something about that. Because if we just sit home alone, we're alone. And we are not united. We have to be united with Christ. And then he will unite us with the body. So, anyways, that's my thoughts for today. Thanks for joining me on Daily Revelations. I will see you again tomorrow, right here. Bye, everybody. Have a great day.